Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Marketing and Matcha podcast for your dose of unapologetically unfiltered, slightly chaotic, and fiercely opinionated, but always data-driven marketing insight. For today's episode, we're going to get into the summer trends. We've prepared a list of 12 really popular summer trends that took off in 2025, and we're going to break them down as to what they were, why they did so well, why they became trends, and where people ended up using them incorrectly and caused major chaos for themselves. I have Jana with me today, and we're gonna dive right in.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back. All right, so let's start with the first trend. Okay. I'm gonna hand this one off to you because I am absolutely terrified and annoyed by these creatures.
You know, I'm really excited about this one.
I know you are. That's why you're taking over it. So
it takes us back to our first episode, actually. Let's start with Labubus.
Yeah, we did keep on saying we're gonna talk more about them later, and here we are.
So actually, we're happy that the trend is kind of dying out.
I'm definitely happy. Yep.
Almost dying out.
Is it? I'm seeing a lot of collaborations. It's just morphing at this point.
From my side on the internet, it is.
You are very fortunate. You're very, very fortunate.
So what's the thing about Labubus? Why is it so trendy?
Yeah, please tell me, why is it that such an, a lot of people are going to get annoyed at me, but such an ugly creature, I don't care if you think it's cute.
It is.
Why is it so popular?
It really freaks me out, by the way.
What's the psychological aspect behind it? Why did it take off?
So it did take off for a number of reasons, but I think the surprise is what caught people on. So the gacha aspect, the fact that they can unbox something and they don't know what color it's gonna be, even though it's gonna be one of the colors on the box. Nothing so interesting about it,
unless you get the rare editions, which again is another aspect that kind of keeps them hooked.
Of course, definitely, like a limited edition. You see how people go crazy for anything that has limited edition labels on it.
The secret versions.
And the funny thing, both millennials and Gen Z went on this trend, and that's because I think it's easier to purchase. Like if we look at previous generations, they were able to invest in other things that were more rare but costly, actually,
things.
Like real estate, for example. So I think the main aspect is actually curiosity. This curiosity has caused them to go into a gambling experience. They open one box and then it's not the color they want, so they open the other one and then they keep purchasing. And keep in mind, the cost of these things have increased massively since the trend has started.
Yeah, I remember Pop Mart is making bank for sure out of these. See, it's definitely like partial reinforcement, right? Because you still do get some gratification from unboxing whatever one that you didn't even want, because you still get something out of it. And then because of that partial reinforcement, you kind of want to try again, and like the near miss, as you mentioned, like you want to try again.
Definitely, and don't forget that many celebrities actually fell in that trap. They don't want to miss out on this. It created a FOMO effect, let's say.
Oh yeah.
And the biggest problem of that is that they were actually putting it on luxury bags,
which was giving it so much legitimacy.
So it's like, giving the Birkin effect and the Birkin phenomena, where everyone wants to buy a Birkin bag and would invest a lot of money just to get a specific bag, which is not even the color they want.
True.
And that was last year's trend, I think. And now that it's something affordable, people who have Birkins they keep purchasing the Labubus just to like match it with the colors they have, which is crazy.
It is. It really is. And another thing is, like, I know you touched upon the whole Gen Z and the boomers, basically, the difference between their purchasing power. So it's not just, they could purchase houses. I kind of want to elaborate a little bit more on this one, that it's called the micro purchases, basically. They're just expensive enough for the person to feel like, I'm buying something expensive. My money that I've worked really hard for is going into something, because a lot of the times people give value to something that doesn't have value just because it is expensive. So that's what they do. It's to kind of give that gratification of, my money is going somewhere. It's not just gathering dust and being in limbo and, not really being used for anything specific that I would get some joy out of. And one more thing, Birkins. They're a form of collectibles, but then the other side of the collectibles is something called the investable toys. I don't know if you remember this, Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I do.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Do you know how expensive they are now?
Until now, yeah, they are.
Like the limited editions. Don't get me started on Magic the Gathering cards. There are certain cards that are over like 400,000 dirhams worth at this point. So a lot of people who saw the value increase in Pokemon cards are thinking Labubu might be that one day. Even like, you know, the trolls, the little toys. The trolls were the ones that were in my generation, basically.
At this time, people won't hope for anything. So
To make a quick buck. It's kind of like an investment.
Like you never know, this might be an investment because, you know, everything became, apart from those collectibles, those cards, bags became an investment. Certain jewelry pieces are investments. Even in real estate, it's like a specific location where you have to buy from. That makes it more valuable.
Yeah, so basically retirement is a dream right now, and the only hope that you might get it is if you invested in something like this and it takes off, and, you know, like the Bitcoin effect where Bitcoin was nothing back then and then people suddenly got super rich off of it when the value went up like 10, 20 years later or something. I don't think it was 20 years, but 10 years.
True, but you never know. Maybe we're the ones who lost here.
Yeah, because if it becomes so common, then it's not bound to really happen and become super expensive, I feel. Because there's too many of them. The whole point of it was back then things were really rare. This kind of scheme was rare.
Let's not forget the Lafufu trend.
Oh God, don't.
So there's way too many Lafufus as well.
Lafufus. Who came up with this name?
It's really funny.
But yeah, let's actually talk about where it could misfire. Because like people started using this trend in social media, and a lot of businesses started incorporating it in social media just to get trending posts. But not all of them were hits, and some of them were misses. Can you tell me, like, give me examples of where the like not smart executions of it were and where the common misfires of it were?
So I think so many resellers have taken advantage of that, where they spiked the prices. I've seen places where they were selling already it was overpriced, was around 350 dirhams, and they were selling it for 750.
Jesus.
And obviously some people would go for that, be in the trend.
Yeah.
Which is so unfortunate. And then there's other trends where I think they tried to incorporate it in everything, like in the food and beverage.
If it doesn't fit your business,
they still want it.
Yeah. So I feel like if you found a way to make it authentic, it was nice. But a lot of the times, remember how in one of our previous episodes we spoke about how if you're not picking the right kind of strategy for you, it'll just bring in people momentarily, and then a lot of people that already follow you are gonna be like, why are you just hopping on the bandwagon?
It did offend a lot of brands as well. Like I've been talking to sales associates. They were actually really offended. You know, you purchase a bag for $10,000 plus, and then you put a Labubu on it, was something very offensive.
Yeah, because they're like artistic and like they take their job very seriously, and then suddenly they see this. That's trend number 1. I want to get into trend number 2. So the trend that I want to talk about is the throw the box freeze frame one. I don't know if you've seen it, but they start the video by someone throwing something. Either it's a pie or it's a box.
That's really dangerous.
You know, I kind of want to do that trend for us, but I'm waiting for your green light.
We'll go to Smash Room.
No, I don't think that's gonna be. Okay, so basically what happens in this trend is that someone is throwing something and then the frame freezes, and like someone is standing there just like you're anticipating it to land on them and hit. And when it freezes, the person turns around and goes like, you were waiting for that to hit me, weren't you? And then they get into their marketing pitch, whatever they want to talk about.
I mean, it's a great idea to grab attention.
It really is.
Definitely does.
And I'll tell you why it's so effective, because it's not just like any hook, because like we have a lot of ways to hook someone to something. This one in particular taps into Schadenfreude. That's a German word that I really love. Schadenfreude is like when you're a little bit happy about someone else's misfortune or like someone else getting hurt, but usually it's like mild, not like, we're not talking like super malicious or something. Like if a box that's like pretty light just like hits you, we're not talking about an anvil landing on your head or something.
It reminded me of the trend, I don't know if you saw it, where they hang a water bottle like, and then blindfold.
Yes.
Oh my god, that was a very dangerous.
But it was so fun, I really wanted to play it.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, so it's similar to that, exactly. And you kind of get hooked to watch. Why? Because a lot of these videos, they kind of tease it that you feel like the last scene is going to be that item finally hitting. So they wait, they actually stick around. God. Yeah, so if you keep the video concise and make the rest of it engaging enough as well, what's going to happen is you're bound to get this long-term watch time till the end of the video.
So social media wise, business wise, I do see the benefit, but don't you feel like on Generation Alpha, now that they're like excessively on TikTok and Instagram, it doesn't like influence them in a way or make them recreate those trends with more dangerous things?
It definitely does, but it's not a new phenomenon. Back then, what we used to really watch obsessively, this is what it tapped into. It took the idea from those videos and it brought it here. We were watching compilation videos of people doing stupid things that would get them hurt, like riding a bicycle and then trying to jump on like the stairs railing and go on that, or skateboards, and people would crash and they would actually hurt themselves. And those compilations always have like millions and millions of views on it. I'm talking 20-minute compilation videos, 1-hour compilation videos. People watch it, and this is what this tapped into. Now, in terms of whether people are going to start copying it and repeating it, unfortunately, that will always be the case with social media.
That will always be very dangerous.
Yes, which is why most of these videos keep it very mild. Like I said, it's like usually an empty box or a pie, nothing that's gonna actually hurt the person.
Usually when adults do it, obviously a lot of the things can be staged as well.
True, always are.
Like obviously a child or a young teenager would not realize that, so what they'll do is actually do the real thing and get harmed.
Exactly.
But I do get how this trend would be really catchy. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see it, but I'm sure if I actually
I'll
got
spam
into
you.
it, oh god,
I'm spamming you tonight on Instagram. You know with what.
oh god.
Welcome to my side of the internet. But yeah, so this is why it's so important to be someone who uses this trend for the right products. If it's a product that's like targeting kids, for example, you should not be using this trend. But what I've seen it on a lot is, you know, those meal plans, the ready meal plans, funnily enough, that's where I'm seeing them most. Like there's a
that's
box
my
of,
fault in a way.
kind of, because you suggested meal plans for me, and here we are, and now I'm getting the box hitting.
Oh god, people will think I'm body shaming you.
No, you're not. No, guys, I have like weight issue problems, and she suggested a really like, as in I'm underweight. She suggested meal plans for that. I'm
Don't
keeping
worry.
this in there just for context.
It's
For health reasons, okay? My boss is not toxic. She's not body shaming me.
So yeah, I think that's my fault because I was the one who sent you meal plans initially.
Yeah, and you suggested it in a chat with me, and then you were like, you should go for meal plans.
And then you got the ads.
And then I got the ads, and then I realized that majority of the meal plans companies are using that trend.
I really like the aggressiveness in that aspect in terms of like health, meal plans, healthy food, gym, activities. I feel like this motivates you and takes you back to reality. It's like a slap on the face in a way.
Yeah, except if they're doing it for the gym video, I'm a little bit concerned if they're gonna throw weights at the other person. I haven't seen that one yet. Please don't do it.
But yeah, I feel like it triggers a certain emotion when it comes to like health factors, when it goes through like an aggressive tone.
Yeah.
People really listen. So such methods with that kind of industry it's a good idea.
Yeah, and definitely like I said, the gratification at the end is like the closure seeking, right? It usually does land. The videos will end with the freeze, like when the person is done talking, it will just go boom and like hit them, and then they'll just like, and that's how the video ends. So it is a very satisfying kind of video. So now off to the next trend.
So I think it's similar to the one before, but instead of like physically being aggressive, maybe it's an emotional trigger. So it's like, you better be nice and listen trend. So this also has a hook into it, because once you hear such a phrase and then like, you know, you better be nice and listen when my partner or when my daughter, father, whatever does 1, 2, 3, it really grabs your attention, even if it's something really dumb. Like I've watched some of those videos and it's like,
you assert dominance. You just assert dominance from the beginning, and they're like, okay, what? Okay.
And people listen because they want to know what's going on, and it's just like, you know, someone showing off their Labubus, for example. So it's something as lame as that, but it's really catchy.
It is, and the thing is, I feel like it's also tied to, you know how lately in the last couple of years, mental health and wholesomeness, especially neurodivergence, has become pretty prominent on social media and it's taken center stage. So hyperfixation is usually linked to that neurodivergence. So when a partner comes and says, my partner is going to come and talk about their hyperfixation, or even my colleague is going to come and talk about their hyperfixation, what it does is it already creates that wholesome vibe of like, I'm defending the person that you might potentially bully because I care about them and you're gonna listen to what they have to say.
Don't you feel like it also backfires sometimes? Like
of
when
course.
someone
You have
says like,
everywhere.
don't make fun of this person,
Oh, for sure.
you'll automatically want to find like a flaw.
Oh yeah, the comment sections always
Unconsciously.
have a couple of people who are gonna, you know, bully and be like, oh,
guys,
this
if
is
you
me."
think it, don't type.
Yeah, please. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
You should.
You know.
But it does cause this trigger because at
For
the end
sure.
of the day, we are all humans, and unconsciously, you just feel like there's something you need to pick on because someone told you not to make fun of it.
True. So like it all depends on the tone of it. So this is how it would be executed smartly and how it would misfire. It depends on the tone, it depends on the setting, it depends on the people even in the video, how wholesome they look. Because actually, despite there being bullies, I have been to the comment sections of these kind of videos and I've seen other people come and fight against the bullies and be like, no, just sit down. This is too wholesome. You're not going to ruin it. We're going to have some nice corners on the
course,
internet.
yeah.
So it depends. Again, it's on the choices you make for actors or the topic you're going to discuss, the scene that you're setting. And the way that I've seen this trend get used by businesses is actually that if you use it in a very unauthentic way and it's so obviously staged just
Can
for
really
a
backfire.
business, yes, it backfires.
Like, really? You wasted my time for that?
To sell me something. But if you do it in an authentic way, let's say I'm talking about a colleague who has a hyperfixation on like a particular thing in their job. Let's say they're in IT and cybersecurity. They have this tech thing. It's all about the niche and like niche aspects of things as well that become very wholesome. Parts of society that have always been like marginalized and you bring them forward.
It's nice to grab the attention for
Exactly.
them, of course. And this actually about the businesses misusing it takes
Yes.
us back to our first podcast, actually. Guys, if you didn't listen to it, please do.
You should.
It's the fact that Gen Z does not like to be tricked.
Exactly.
And you have to be very sensitive, especially when you're using influencers or doing trends like these. Once they see that there's a trick or a scam into this, like you're tricking me to watch this video, there is no benefit or a USP for you to advertise your product through this method, they're immediately gonna get really pissed off. And that's when you
Exactly.
see some of the comments going really badly.
Exactly. So that's one of the ways it can misfire. Another way it can misfire is if you're making it too infantile and you're veering it into being like super cutesy, you know, the intros are too long and they bury the actual content. That's where you can also mess up when it comes to using this trend.
If used right, it's an amazing trend. There's so many important topics.
It
through
is. You can highlight things that are actually really nice, you know, like for company culture videos, by the way, like authentic company culture videos, when you want to introduce your team and what their hyperfixation is or something. This is so sweet.
Really nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's really, it's
Like
really,
also we listen and we don't judge.
Yeah,
don't you feel like
yeah,
you're
yeah.
giving you're giving everyone a voice to speak
Yes.
and say with no judgment, I hope.
yeah, well,
I mean, I heard some stuff.
I saw that video. I wasn't there when you guys were recording it, but I saw it. But unfortunately, that one wasn't a summer trend. Otherwise, I would have included it in here. But
Unfortunately,
maybe
yeah.
we'll do another episode where we go into like general trends and we break them down. You guys let us know how much you like this episode, and we'll get into the other ones. All right, what you got next for me, Jana?
This is a very nice one.
Oh,
It's a very fun trend.
oh yeah.
This actually took a few weeks for it to die out.
Oh, okay. Which one?
So I want you to guess actually. It's related to
Give me a hint.
cameras, night
dude.
out, concerts.
No, dude. Coldplay Kiss Cam scandal. I know which one you're talking about.
That was actually
It's still not dead for me, by the
it's
way.
not dead at all. Even LinkedIn went on this trend.
Oh my god! Because it was related to a corporate,
And
obviously.
an HR manager.
Yes, it was honestly insane, and of course that went super viral. You want me to get into this one?
mean,
Okay.
yeah.
I think I've been on that side of
But
the
disclaimer, we do feel bad for the partners behind the scenes.
100%.
100%. Very sympathetic that the whole world had to see the scandal with them.
But I am also glad because now the whole world supports these partners, and they don't feel alone at this point. I hope, at least, that they see everybody hated the cheaters. Well, I can't say everybody because the cheaters probably were fine with it, realistically speaking. But, I feel like instead of staging a way to catch them for revenge, they kind of got that revenge with the reveal, because their lives were turned upside down anyway. So that's actually what fueled the trend to continue as well, by the way. The whole drama aspect of it, of course, the moral clarity and that drama will always catch on, but also because of this whole sect of the rich and powerful falling, the CEO of a really massive company, the human flaws of them being shown, and they fall for something that is pretty vile, an act that is pretty vile. Cheating is just absolutely unacceptable.
Of course.
So that's why it triggered this huge outsized engagement and outrage that carried it forward. But did you know they actually tried to save the company from like a really quick PR stunt that they pulled?
Oh, how so?
So Maximum Effort, Ryan Reynolds' agency.
Yeah, definitely I do.
Yeah, they got Gwyneth Paltrow in a campaign that helped them pivot the conversation back towards the company itself and the product.
So, I still feel like that didn't really work.
Well, see, the thing is, I feel like it worked in one way. The company itself didn't take much damage. The CEO did, and they removed him like this. Right?
I mean, he does deserve that.
Yeah.
And the HR manager.
Yeah, definitely. So, but what they did was exactly like they managed to salvage it and bring attention to the product and the company itself with that video. Because in that video, she kind of answers questions, like they're asking her questions about the whole kiss cam situation. And she answers them by, in a funny way, like it's obviously scripted. It's obvious that this was like prepared, but she does it in a funny way and twists it back towards like the company itself and what the products of the company are. And anyone who comes and watches this video will still get the funny aspects.
That's the problem with scandals these days. Like back then, scandals were something taken seriously and very embarrassing. But now, don't you feel like people are waiting for such scandals and they're staging
to make a meme out of it?
Like they're
as well.
purposely like insulting themselves just to like make use of it for their brands and their businesses, their products.
Oh yeah, a lot are doing that. Yeah, call it a conspiracy theory. Maybe this is turning into a different sort of podcast, but like call it a conspiracy theory. But I feel like sometimes companies may hire. If anyone knows about this and actually has information on it, please let me know if it's true or not, or if it's just my delusions. But like, I feel like they sometimes will hire a specific person who's like kind of like a paid actor, not an actual paid actor, but like this hired employee just to be a scapegoat.
Controversial, basically.
Yeah, to create a scandal, get the scandal to run, even like in movies and stuff, they will make up some sort of thing, like by picking a cast member that everyone is going to obviously object to. It goes viral.
But, I'm really against it because people are leaving all the serious issues in this world just to like look at scandals, and they get really invested. And who really gets really invested in those is teenagers, which is very sad. Is that they're
or anyone who has like parasocial tendencies,
and they're getting amusement out of those scandals and people's issues.
It's been so normalized, and like that's the thing. I feel like they're doing that because like I remember the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, for example. It's not really a scandal on the same line, but the character design that they brought out was horrendous. Sonic the Hedgehog is like a really old game that has a lot of fans. Everyone was looking forward to the live action movie that was coming out. Well, it wasn't live action, it was kind of like CGI, but you get my point. The internet just destroyed them, and they were like, no, this is horrible, this is terrible, blah 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 blah. And literally within a very short time span, they came out with a completely new model for Sonic the Hedgehog that was obviously a lot better. Like the first one, it looked like it kind of been drawn by like a 10-year-old at this point when you compare it to what they came out with later. So I feel like they intentionally released that bad model just to get people to get really annoyed and angry, and it did marketing.
Any publicity happens? If it happened with any startup, people would never forget. And they will never forgive. But when you're really loyal to a brand, anything they do is acceptable for you as long as you get like another add-on or they make a USP for this product.
So this was a very strong franchise already that they
The
have.
iPhone scandal, battery scandal a few years ago.
Oh, do
Everyone's
tell me about that. I'm an Android person. I don't know about
So
that.
I do. So there was a scandal a couple of years ago with the batteries where there was like it was purposely done for the battery lifetime to run out easily.
Yes.
So that was purposely done back then, and people forgave. Like everyone still waits the new model every September to just purchase the newest iPhone.
I believe any product that has gotten complete market monopoly will do that. Like intentionally, they will make their products like this because they know that they will always be forgiven anyway.
Definitely.
People will still come to it. Like there's no better one out there kind of a thing. Like flagship phones, any tech-related flagship and tech-related things will always do that kind of thing.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what was so we covered the smart ways. Wait, what were the smart ways to use the kiss cam trend actually? There were a lot of ways that regular users got some clout out of it.
So I think a lot of businesses also get advantage of it.
Yeah, but I feel like it was all
more
temporary.
Temporary meme style, more of like fun TikTok content.
Yeah.
There was also on LinkedIn some few memes. I
think-
really like the fact that LinkedIn jumped on
I
this.
think that's
actually.
exactly what I was going to say. I was going to be like, I think the best use that came out of it was that LinkedIn memes kind of stepped up their game, and it did put some companies on the market like that. Yeah, I think that was it. Now the next trend I want to get into, which is number 5, by the way, if you've lost count, is user-generated content. The one I want to specifically get into, though, that has been generating some amazing content by users is Timo, the brand Timo. This is not sponsored, but basically they're a fashion beauty kind of line. They produce tools for hair, mostly hairstyling. So they've got this straightening tool called the Timo Ring, and then they've got a curling tool called the Curl Pro. They've got the hair crimping thing, and their products have been so amazing that the user-generated content for it has been mind-blowing, and it has been a huge, immense amount. So what they've done now, we already spoke about how user-generated content is one of the best ways to market your product, and it's been trending for a while already. But Timo, what they did was, especially now in summer, hair always gets frizzy from the humidity. So they've like stepped up their game when it came to this content, to the point where they even got Cardi B to try out their Curl Pro. Yeah. And that's the thing. So first they started with regular users. Okay. And a lot of people, when they saw the results, they were so shocked that they were like, this can't be real. So they kept watching and kept watching. And every time it is a different person. Like I have seen ads after ads from these guys, and I've purchased their products. I have the Ring and the Curl Pro, and I still watch every single video that shows up on my feed.
I think it gets really interested, especially even like after you purchase the product, you want to see new styling techniques.
No.
Use it.
I get that, but this one in particular, there is no technique. It's the
the
pure,
same thing.
it's the pure satisfaction of the level and quality of the result that you get every single time that gets so addictive that you're like, huh? And they're not complicated videos. It's literally one person
And genuine, of
sitting,
course.
completely genuine. And what they've done really smartly is that they've selected people from all walks of life. They haven't gotten just like beauty models or like specific skin color, specific hair type, specific like body shape. No. They've gotten literally everybody, and it relates so well to every single person watching.
I think that's why it also worked, because women especially
Yes.
each one has a different hair type, each one has like a different preference. So when they see those videos, they can relate, and if you can relate to that person you're seeing, you'll definitely get on the trend.
They even have men on there doing it. That's what I'm talking about. Like I've seen men with long hair, and they come and they're just like this metal rocker dude, and just goes like, I'm gonna use this. And it's crazy. It's done so well. So we spoke about user generated content before, like I said, but the reason why I feel like this one has worked so well is that instead of trying to market and sell their product through scripted things or anything, they're literally just using massive amounts of user-generated content to amplify the existing satisfaction.
It's a good PR strategy.
Definitely, exactly. So it's just the satisfaction aspect of it that is literally making people want to go and buy it, because they're like, the average person, there's so many average people who are absolutely loving this, and I want to go for it. And then what they've also done is, like I said, they brought Cardi B on it. That brought in the people, but this is the way they did it in such a smart way. They started off with just regular users. So they already had the crowd that is skeptical as it is and stirs away from buying celebrity content. It's like me personally, if I see an influencer marketing something, I instantly get suspicious. I'm like, it probably doesn't work. You just got paid to do this.
It's like what we mentioned previously in previous episodes. Influencers nowadays do not do the job right.
Yeah, exactly.
So really seeing like the public going on this and sending PR packages or purchasing the product and doing like genuine reviews does a lot.
Exactly, which is why they started with the regular user and then they brought in a celebrity figure who sat there and did it herself, by the way. No one was doing her hair. She just tried it herself and she's like, she gets so excited over it.
That's nice because her reach is very high. Obviously, she's Cardi B, and it shows you how easy the tool is. You don't need a stylist for that.
That's literally what she says, by the way. She's like, if I can do it, you can do it. Look at how easy it is.
I really love her.
The way she got so hyped, man. I think they selected the best person even for this. So yeah, and they got really huge in a matter of years, and they've kept the price points of their products pretty reasonable as well. So it's something to relate to everybody. It's a product that is amazing as it is, and they just use user-generated content to actually spread the word. So it's kind of like the next level of word of mouth. You know what I mean?
And I really respect that.
Yeah, and
very nice.
And we're gonna start seeing like a lot more trends of it coming out. I feel like more brands taking it up that's the same way. And this is what I want to get into actually about the misfires of it. So the way that you could do wrong, because a lot of brands might come and see this and just want to copy what's going on. So if you just take only glam hair types or let the brand heavily control what the person is going to say, it's going to be scripted basically, because they give a script out and they let all the people say the same thing, and people pick up on that now. So they'll notice that it's fake. Undisclosed sponsorships can be problematic as well, because people will always find out it's the internet.
If the styling tool is very hard, the problem
exactly
as well.
Or like ignoring that review of like negative review of like it's difficult, and that can also cause problems.
I think it worked for this brand specifically because it's so easy to use as well. So I think, I don't want to name any brands right now, but like some tools are made for professionals.
Yes.
You get the public to use them, and then there's like cases where they burned their hair.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, like what other damage that can happen worse than burning your hair?
Yeah, I think that's it. Burn your house down?
Burn your house down. Actually, that does happen.
Yeah.
So those cases, like, you have to be very careful with what you're selling. So this strategy does not fit for all.
Yeah, and like I've seen them grow their products as well. So they have taken feedback. So I've seen the first editions that were like made of flimsy kind of cheaper material, and then the plus versions that come out after they've taken in the feedback have been made definitely with more luxury material and like better finishings and everything. So feedback is important as well. See, if the culture of the business is great, UGC content will just work for itself, do everything for you. You don't have to even try hard for it. So I'm gonna hand over the next one to you, because
that's like an exciting one for me.
It is the reason why the name of this podcast is called Marketing in Matcha.
So
the matcha hype.
Trend number 6. Yes. So it is definitely about the matcha hype. So first of all, I want to talk about how taste buds actually change, because I've been drinking matcha for years now, like way before the trend has happened. And I remember people...
I used to do it before it was cool. Yeah. I had to.
That's actually a very annoying one, because now everyone's like, oh, you're drinking matcha.
Oh, I know, I've been there.
So the comments used to be, oh, this tastes like grass.
I still think it tastes like...
Depends.
Okay, fine. I changed my mind. It tastes like soil.
So that was like the common comment. So now you see nowadays people are like really hyped about it. Everywhere you go, it's like matcha, I don't know, cookies with matcha, brownies with matcha. Everything is like matcha flavored right now. And it's a bit too much, to the point where I can't like tolerate it anymore.
You said it, not me.
I mean, I can't tolerate seeing it everywhere, because not everyone gets it right. And the hype is extreme. So I've even seen people do matcha with like actually savory food.
Yes, I've
eggs,
seen that. I've seen that.
sushi.
You know, it's funny because the chocolate spread trend was happening that way as well. Hazelnut spread on everything, including pasta and burgers. And so it's kind of like happening with matcha now where they're putting it on everything.
And it happened with previous trends. If you remember the truffle trend, suddenly
Yes.
truffle is in everything.
Yeah.
On fries, on pizza, on all kinds of food, like even like Middle Eastern food, which sounds weird.
Yeah,
I've
it
even like
doesn't fit
seen
there.
truffle with falafel, which is crazy.
God, what? Glad I haven't seen that one. But I want you to tell me, why do you think it got so like hypey? And like, okay, matcha is not like a new thing. It's been going on for a long time, but specifically in summer, it has morphed.
I think because it is a refreshing drink, I'm not gonna lie. And so many people are not into coffee, and there's a lot of like contradictory things about coffee
benefits
or
and so on,
health
yeah.
and benefits of matcha. So it did get trendy 2019, if I'm not wrong, for weight loss. And so many people actually drink matcha, not the latte style, but
Yeah.
like as a tea for weight loss. And I think that actually started the trend. Everyone wanted to just like look skinny. Of course, the
Summer, skinny, let's go.
Yeah.
It's a repetitive, it's a recurring summer trend, it seems, yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Everyone wants to get on their weight loss journey right before summer. Another reason is the aesthetic, and we go back to the FOMO as well. The FOMO phenomena. Everyone wants to like follow the trend. They don't have.
Everyone's
matcha,
a
they
little
feel wrong.
micro-influencer as well, so I want to get that Instagrammable cafe or whatever. that it's,
Definitely, yeah. And it happens that all the nice matcha places are actually Instagrammable. So everyone
think
wants
that's
to go and
intentional.
take their stories.
I
and
think
their
that's
snaps.
that's
Yeah,
definitely intentional. They know that people are going to come for that trend because it is definitely an acquired taste. I agree with you there. If you have it the first time, most people will not like it. I have yet to like it. I don't think I will ever like it. It is not one I will acquire.
I'll make her like it.
Oh no, we do have something planned to actually force me to drink it at some point.
yeah.
No, yeah. So
Yeah,
keep
we'll
an eye
start
out.
that soon.
Keep an eye out on that one. But yeah, so like they definitely know. And
So I would say actually I do agree with the benefits of matcha, but that's for the original matcha. Now the trend is really unhealthy, so no one realizes the sweetener in there and the products that they put inside that latte and how much calories it actually contains as a drink. And most cafes actually use fake matcha. They don't even use the real thing.
because matcha supply, from what I've heard, is pretty
saw
low. Yeah, it's pretty low. There's actual like controversy around it that there is a huge supply deficit of it now because of these trends.
Yeah, I've
So-
seen the statistics in
Yeah.
Japan. It's crazy.
Yes, exactly.
Just because of a trend, imagine.
Yep, like, suddenly everybody's on board. And like that's why I feel like also it's around the end of the trend sort of. And that's why it's morphing. Because when we see people lose interest, you'll see brands try to come up with newer ideas and they end up mix and
It's
mashing.
like the Spanish latte. First, everyone
Yeah.
wanted Spanish latte. So many cafes, Instagrammable cafes as well, opened just to sell their special drinks, which they would call it different names, exciting names, and it's just the same drink.
It's like when you go to a cafeteria and it's just like a normal juice and they call it abud or something.
Yeah, those are some funny, engaging names. You just
Yes.
want to order it because it's funny.
Yeah, I want the Lamborghini.
Want a Lamborghini? That's easy.
So
So it's just like any food trend, it just dies out. It's unfortunate so many businesses open just for that specific thing and then just like
true, and then they literally the morphed version of it that is coming out. I think there was like a Dubai chocolate spin to it as well at some point.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
wasn't
that's
there?
the second trend we want to talk about as well.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, the
That
Dubai
one-
chocolate trend. That will never die out.
I feel like it won't.
More than a year has passed, hasn't it?
Definitely. Yeah.
It's actually crazy that with Dubai chocolate first came out, everyone was buying it and it was a lot of
It
effort
was
to order
being
it.
smuggled into other countries
And
to
it's
be
a
sold.
very expensive chocolate. It wasn't the cheap kind even.
Yeah, there had to be actual governments putting bans on imports of it and customs taking it at the airport. That's how serious it got.
Like the store used to open for fixed chocolate, that's a sponsor as well, but they used to open for a specific time during the day and it would run out in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how crazy it is. And as you said, people traveled around with it.
Yeah, and like they actually started creating fake versions of it in different countries. And they banned the use of the word Dubai chocolate on any chocolate that's not made
God.
in Dubai because they were creating fake
I
versions.
even saw that in the UK as well, that you're not allowed to buy more than
Yeah.
one Lindt Dubai chocolate per
Yes,
day. That's
that is
crazy.
insane to me because it's like they're treating it like, what was it? There was a time where there were like limits on things that you could only buy like certain number of? God, it's slipping out of my mind, but there were a couple of products that were like serious products.
It's like the Birkin bag. It became the
I'm talking like actual like medication stuff and everything that you're only limited to have one piece of or something. And they did the same treatment with chocolate.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And so many brands actually got into this. Like even Galaxy recently got into the trend.
Yeah.
Like imagine after one full year, Galaxy decided to do Dubai chocolate.
It's a big brand of chocolate, and it goes like, okay, our sales are plummeting for reasons. So
and don't forget all the other trends with milkshakes, with crepe, with all kinds of desserts. Wherever you go, it's a Dubai chocolate thing.
It's crazy, man. It's slipped into every single dessert at this point.
Also very bad health-wise. You know, I've even seen keto Dubai chocolate. Imagine how crazy that is. Like sugar-free.
How does that work?
I have no idea, but like it's everywhere. It's even like done in fitness. Crazy. There's like Dubai chocolate dates as well.
I feel like that's one of the misfires, the overdone aspect of it, and the really weird mixes that they do, you know?
Honestly, I never get bored of it.
I mean, yeah, same. I want to have it every now and then, but if I hear the phrase Dubai chocolate, I have this internal moment of like, ugh. And then I go like, okay, chocolate, it's
really
fine.
became a nice branding actually for Dubai.
It did. Got everywhere.
People still like anyone who visits Dubai as a tourist still tries to get fixed chocolate until this day. They want to try the original one.
I have a friend in America, and they're opening, I believe, a branch of it in Florida. And I sent him, was it Florida? I sent him the link for that's opening up. And he was like, oh, cool, I'm gonna grab one. I'm like, listen, they're probably not even gonna know how to get the kanafa right. Like the kanafa part of it. Do they even know? I told him, I'm like, do you know what kanafa is? And he's like, what is that? And I'm like, precisely, you think they'll know? So there were unsafe versions of it globally as well. Like that's what I mean when they don't know how to make it. There were like actual risks.
Definitely.
I remember which one
if
it was,
it's
but they
used
said
with
that
specific ingredients, it can be really dangerous.
It was an actual health
certain
hazard.
Desserts, it does not work with it.
Yep, exactly. All right, let's get away from all the Dubai chocolate stuff
all the
for
food.
a second.
I think I got a bit hungry.
I want to ask you about the Korean sunscreens that are taking over everywhere.
They're very crazy, honestly.
Because their products are literally designed for sensitive skin, because Koreans have really sensitive skin.
Their products are all amazing.
Yes, that's why they're amazing.
Yeah, but this sunscreen trend, very interesting trend actually, because like it's just SPF, and obviously it's not something that's not available anywhere. You go to any pharmacy store, you'll find sunscreens from all kinds of brands that we trust. So why do you think the Korean SPF specifically or sunscreen has become really trendy?
Oh, so the thing is, remember how I said Koreans have really sensitive skin. So Korean brands who started in Korea, they had to perfect their formula to fit sensitive skin. That already takes a lot of effort, and they were putting this out for the wide public. And that means the prices for it shouldn't be too high. So you're getting something that is of really highly researched, amazing product for a price point that is, compared to big brands on this side of the world or even the West, the price for a brand for a product that good is like triple or quadruple the price.
Of course,
and you're getting that quality for a normal drugstore price a lot of the times. And people, that's the wow factor for them. But in Korea itself, probably it's very normal for them.
People also like the idea that's so lightweight. There's no smell. There's no scent to it. You know, because there's always a bad smell with sunscreen.
Yeah, it's been created. So I'm always of the belief that the products we will get, products, movies, entertainment, anything you get, it will only ever be as good as the critics in society. Because brands will not automatically like outdo themselves all the time and do crazy research all the time. It's all about cost efficiency. But if you're not able to sell because your audience is critical and they want better from you, you're forced to do better. And Korea, because sensitive skin, brands are forced to do better, come up with amazing products.
Definitely, yeah, but that also challenged so many other brands.
It did. It was like, wake up.
Like now I see so many types that I get really confused. There's like oil control, dry skin, tinted ones, anti-aging sunscreen. There's so many different varieties.
Yeah, I thought this one really confused me always, the anti-aging one. You know why?
Because that's the purpose of sunscreen.
Right? That's what I guess it has collagen in it to like extra add.
No
it doesn't.
idea.
I don't know. But
I get really confused now when I want to repurchase because I don't know which category to go to. Which
Full disclosure, I do not use sunscreen.
So I think it's a very difficult thing actually, and yeah, the anti-aging one that is definitely contradictory a bit.
It's just confusing. It's a little extra.
Then the level of SPF 25 up to 50, 100 plus.
Oh no, that one's I believe what I remember reading about this is that up to SPF 60, was it, or 50?
It's
that's
the real
all.
one.
That's the maximum that you can
So,
get apparently.
If you
or
ever
something.
bought 100 plus, that's a scam, guys.
Whoopsie daisy. Also, disclaimer though, because maybe there's a new product out there that is we don't know about. That
No,
is
I
some
actually
magic.
also heard that
Yeah.
after 50, I think.
Yeah, it's like actually not usable. But
So-
yeah, there was a problem with this though.
So
the
I do
Koreans.
believe that there is about like a misuse for these products, but I feel like not everyone gets the benefit of Korean skincare products. Also, it created like a fake dilemma. Like I've seen so many clinics now advertise
Exactly.
products, facials, therapies, and they cost a fortune. They're not cheap. Like they're branded as something different than the normal hydrofacial, and you'd end up paying double, triple the price just to get the classic thing.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's the thing. And by the way, a lot of newer Korean brands are popping up as well that are specifically made to market to the external market, like us basically, not Korea itself. But just because they have that made in Korea, Korean beauty on it, people are going in and expecting to get the same quality as the rest of the established and reputable brands, and they're like, wait, that's why is it clogging me up? Why is it not as soft or gentle as I thought it would be? What's going on? So there's always that.
So be careful, guys.
Yeah.
Do your research first.
Indeed. 20 minutes after I left my house, my cats broke into my closet and I got on the camera. The closet has catnip in it. I know I'm gonna go home to like high cats. My cats are all gonna be high. I think I'm gonna leave this segment as a blooper in the middle.
Yeah. But you put child lock.
Yes, but I broke the child locks on this one when I accidentally opened this closet without opening the child locks on the other one, so it flopped those open. Yeah, I need to exchange them with new ones. Yeah, cats and child locks. I have 4 cats, guys. Anyways. Let's get into trend number 9, which is you need to nerd out. I want to take over this one because it's nerdy stuff.
Please do.
Okay. So it's basically a soundbite at the beginning. It took off on TikTok. It was a TikTok soundbite. And what it does is it basically just prompts people to get a montage of like deep dive into their obsessions, which are usually like of the nerdy variety. It started off with regular creators though, just normal users. And it was to kind of highlight the niche passions of people. Let's say they have a collection of like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or they have a collection of old games like retro games and those kind of things, cosplay, like nerd out over what your passion is, art supplies and so on. And then let me tell you why it worked so well. First of all, again, remember how I said marginalized society, like marginalized aspects of society, because like being a nerd used to be not cool like way back when I was like in my teenage years.
Like,
now if you're a nerd, it's like wow,
I used to be a nerd before it was cool.
So basically, it's again accepting that the marginalized part of society, it has that wholesome aspect to it, and you're seeing a lot of really cool things as well. You're seeing art that is really amazing and people nerding out over this passion that they have. It has an actual authentic passion element to it as well. So that's why the trend really took off, and people wanted to show off this thing that they really had deep connections with but hadn't been able to really do anything with, to really display it out loud, because most people don't really look into these things. Yeah, it's niche. It's very niche. So then what happened was that brands that could actually sell products related to these niche hobbies could use it perfectly
could
well.
really get on this.
Yeah, so it's like you need to nerd out and then just show your art supplies or tooling and crafting products that you're gonna sell. All of these crazy tools that are pretty expensive, that are niche, but like you don't really get to market as properly, and it's just like a small part of the community. And after COVID, people started to get into all sorts of hobbies.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, during COVID as well.
Yeah. So
Except for me.
yeah. Yeah, but it stuck around. A lot more people are now more interested in exploring different hobbies still. Yeah. So being able to display those in these kind of like nerd videos, nerd out now,
And I do
trending
respect those trends actually, because you develop a community towards these things.
Agreed.
And the niche things, the creative community is very important, because no one really sheds lights on them.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, all social media usually even like suppresses these kind of posts. Getting likes likes and engagement on your art account is hell.
Lately, if it's not a scandal, it's not important.
Yeah, and I've seen artists on social media that go like, apparently to be an artist, you also have to be a full-time content creator because I have to make a full reel of my entire art process
no
and
one
everything.
is really appreciating
Yeah.
art anymore. Even though for me, art videos are
Same.
really engaging,
Same.
like, or the process of doing something, building something.
Did you listen to what you just said?
Process.
The process. So artists can no longer just show the final product anymore and have people appreciate it. They need to video the whole process. And when I'm doing art, I would like to be left alone and in my zone, not worry about where my camera is.
I mean, we are a creative agency at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We know that we need our space to do our work.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, the process is very engaging.
Yeah, so that's the thing. The nerd out trend allowed people to just show the final products.
Which is good because, you know, showing the process sometimes are really good because if you're selling a specific, like, limited product, handmade product, if
People
you're
will steal your
recording-
techniques, yeah.
If you're filming the product, those people afford trademark, patent, whatever.
Yeah.
So people will just steal your technique. People will fake it, sell it again.
Yeah, the number of people who will look at a product, final product, and go like, I can do it too. And then you put the process for them. They're like, yeah, I can do it, you know, and they have the time to be able to do it. That's one of the aspects that's negative. But there's another misfire aspect of it is that if you, again, you post generic, fake stuff, fake fandoms and stock clips, your audience is going to know straight away that you're just faking this and, again, making it too corporate-y instead of actually caring for the passion. Okay, so moving on to number 10. Kind of getting hot in here, isn't it, Jenna?
Really, really bad.
Feels like we have a heat wave coming on.
Oh.
You know what trend I'm gonna go into, right?
Maybe.
I don't think you know this song, but there is a song that pops up every single summer in June. I think I'm gonna insert a little clip of the song. Maybe YouTube's gonna like copyright us, so I won't. But it's just like da, 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 da. You know the one I'm talking about. So there's a song that comes up every summer, and this is what we want to talk about. Not specifically this song, even just the idea of evergreen trends that pop up every year. There's like seasonal anchoring. There's repeatability. Not even seasonal. Sometimes it's just related to an event. There's another song by Sing, which is like over 25. It's literally, the song is 25 years old. It turned 25 years old.
Oh, wow.
This year in May. And
Older than me.
yeah, not me. And it's called It's Gonna Be Me. It pops up every May and it goes, it's gonna be May. I don't know if you guys remember, but we did the meme this year as well because I was like, I want it, I need it, I want it. This song, I grew up with it. So evergreen content, they have proven longevity. They will come up every year. Why? Because let's say the lyrics of the song align perfectly with that exact time of year. There's another one called Do You Remember the 21st of, was it September? Yeah, September. There's that comes up every September. There's another one with Linkin Park.
Yeah, I like
December.
how some songs are just seasonal, like people just remember them.
Yes, exactly. I mean, Mariah Carey is being unfrozen as we speak. Remember the Christmas song? I don't want
Oh yeah,
for
that's
Christmas.
a nice song.
That starts playing in October. Okay, it starts playing in October.
Right after Halloween.
Yeah, and it already unlocks. There's like memes of it going around, and these kind of sound bites get used every year to
That's
create.
reminding you of the holiday season.
Yes.
Like, you know, winter is coming.
Exactly.
Summer, fall.
They're anchored in memories and real life so that they never die. So this kind of trending content can be used by everybody every year as like people prepare for these usually. They go like, oh, it's coming up. I can make a reel out of it for this. It's gonna pop off. And it allows this rush of content and like visibility. So it's something that never dies. Of course, there's bad executions of it where if you end up using it off season just because it's a popular song, it doesn't work, or there's no joke and you're just actually just putting the song on a video that's not even related to what the song is.
That's what I hate with some content creators. They just want to go on the trend.
They don't get the
just
context.
Put the trending sound.
Yeah.
They don't get the context.
Yeah.
These guys don't do that.
Yeah, it really annoys people because how many times have you gone on TikTok and wanted to doom scroll one specific trend, right? And you go on the song and you want to watch all the videos.
Like just unrelated content.
Yeah, and you see those random contents that come up and you're like, what is this?
Not the time for you.
Yeah, you just get resentment towards that and you're like, you're breaking me out of my doom scrolling. I want to just see this. I want to hyperfixate on this.
You just want to focus on this and see what people are
Exactly.
creating with this, just like with this one specific content.
all the different versions, all the actual creativity,
Like,
and then you
remember
see
the
this blog.
Indian song trend, the makeup look?
Oh,
the
which one? Yes,
transitions?
yes.
Yeah, so everyone just wanted to see that, and then
Yes.
some people would just put it on food content, like why?
Exactly. And it was like, people will get annoyed. They would just like curse your brand at this point.
Yeah,
It's
like I just
no.
want to see the makeup transitions.
Yeah, exactly. So like always keep it that way and study the trend before you use it. And of course there's going to be the copyright unsafe re-uploads as well that might get you in trouble. So you got to be careful with that. Yeah, that's trend number 10. Now, Jana, do you know David Attenborough? I want to see just how young you are. Okay.
I mean, no one can see my expressions, but the answer is
Confusion.
confused.
All right, so David Attenborough is this phenomenal narrator of National Geographic documentaries.
You lost me.
Okay, see, I was obsessed
Like
with
National
watching.
Geographic.
I was obsessed with watching animal documentaries, okay? And this man has the most amazing voice. It will forever stay with you.
Reminded me of someone we used to like
Oh, who?
talk about as a voiceover. Not gonna mention
Oh,
the name here.
right. True. Yeah, that person also definitely has a potential to be a David Attenborough in the future, not gonna lie. The secret person that you'll all want to know. You want to guess? Go, guess. Guess all of your like potential voice actors that you think we just
In the
thought about.
UAE, based in the UAE.
Based in the UAE. Go. Tag them. Do whatever it is you want to do. Let's see if you guys can guess it right. But yes, so David Attenborough used to do amazing documentary voiceovers and narrations. And what happened now this one is a very controversial trend. I saw it pop up recently, like in summer, early summer it started. I think it was very niche at the beginning when it actually started, but it popped off in summer. And what's happening is that they're using AI clones of David Attenborough's narration. What? Yeah. So it doesn't sound exactly like him, but the cadence and the speech pattern and the tones, intonations, it's very similar to it. It's not exactly it, but it's very similar to it. So they started cloning, using AI clones to voice over the videos for marketing.
You know, I'm gonna interrupt you here, but
Yeah.
don't you feel like the AI voice trends, like even with other celebrities, is scary? Like
Yes, it
freaks
is.
you out?
It's unethical. It is scary. It is. I just.
Have you seen the AI voices? They'd get like an Arabic singer or a Middle Eastern singer and make them sing an English song.
Yes.
It just freaks me out. Like, why would you do that to someone dead?
Yeah, it is. That's too much. Like I'm not against using AI voiceover if the voiceover has been created not to sound like anybody else that you have heard of, and you just tune the pitch yourself, you know, change the tone and all of that, and create kind of a unique thing that you're at least, you know, you're not aware that the person is gonna sound like it. Then it's good. It's fine. I'm okay with that. It sounds natural as long as it sounds natural as well. And like you're in a pickle and you need like multiple languages and all of that. I'm not entirely against that. What I'm against though is basically stealing someone else's voice.
It's a bit creepy.
Way too creepy. It is way too
You
creepy.
know, remember last year the making the image, like people
Yes.
wanted to like they would post a picture of their
Deceased.
deceased person, family member, and just make the image move. Like,
Oh my God.
this is not healthy.
There was a very recent scandal that came out actually regarding this, where the deceased teenager that was caught in the US school pew-pews, I can't say it here because it's going to go on YouTube, was caught in the US pew-pews, and the parents actually created the AI version of him to come and be interviewed by a journalist live on TV. And there was massive backlash, massive
100%.
backlash, because actually a lot of the backlash fell on the journalists because they were like, what are you doing? This is insane. I even saw footage a couple of months before that where they brought up, like they created a version of a deceased person in the court and made the jury watch it, and the speech it was given was created by a family member and said that I think this is what he would have wanted to say.
So realistic to the point where your brain believes it.
Yes, and it was very unethical because the jury will get affected by this and it's not real. No matter how much you think that this person would have said this, they are not there to say it. You cannot.
You like previous AI content, you used to catch it like right away.
Yes, yeah.
But like now, I even get confused. Like, is this an AI Instagram
know?
account or is it real? Like the granny account is really.
Do you know about the video that came out of the bunnies on the trampoline? It is such an adorable video. It's a couple of bunnies jumping on trampolines, and it looked so real. I fell for it. And you know me, I am Hawkeyes.
I started falling for a lot of videos.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe because I scrolled around and saw a few AI generated videos. But now I'm getting a lot on my FYP.
Yeah.
And I'm actually like sometimes I like almost believe it, and then I see like a certain hint. I'm like, oh,
you have
that's AI.
Yeah, you have to pay real close attention to actually be able to catch them at this point. But anyway, going back to the David Attenborough trend, we sidetracked a lot. I feel like today the ADHD is strong in this one. We're like so totally sidetracked. But yes, they use his phone AI voiceover, which he's heavily against, by the way. He has actually officially spoken out about it and said that he does not, he's objected. I do not authorize the use of AI for my voice likeness at all. So this was a major thing that people started using, which honestly they could get very easily in trouble with. But what they did was they would basically, I think I showed you one of the videos once. Usually the National Geographic videos start with, here you see a deer.
I'm familiar with those.
In its natural habitat. He speaks like that. And they did that with, let's say, a colleague or someone at work. Here is the social media specialist in their natural habitat. They did this with everything. There were like bands that they did, like one of my favorite bands, Sleep Token. They've put voiceovers of David Attenborough on his videos as he's walking around the stage and doing his things, because he does some really insanely
It's crazy how people would do anything just to get to become trending or to catch attention, even if it's unethical.
Yeah, that's the part though. They don't actually think about whether it's ethical or not anymore. It's kind of lost on them, like the Studio Ghibli trend that happened. How many people ran to ChatGPT and got it to generate the Studio Ghibli versions of them without even ever considering whether there is an ethical aspect of it involved or not?
They're blinded. People are blindfolded right now. Don't care what the cost can be or the harm their brands on other people, influencers, previous celebrities, how it can hurt people. Like if you bring back a voice of someone really famous, that might also impact their families and their friends, because they're seeing this happening.
I think they did that with an artist actually, and then they were like, the royalties from the new song that is being made or anything is not going to the family anymore because that like it's expired or something, and like it was like, what? So you're not even allowing us to, like, they sued them. I
mean, honestly, I do understand the swing aspect because it does bring bad memories to so many people as well.
Agreed. So I don't know, I don't feel like there is a smart way to use this voiceover at all. This is a trend where I feel like no matter what you do, there will be an unethical aspect to it, and it will be wrong. Actually, you know what? I think there is a way to use it ethically.
How so?
You know that there are actual live human imitators. They're voice actors as well, but they're very exceptionally good at imitating other people. And I feel like that would be more ethical than using the AI.
That's fine, yeah.
Because it's still a voice actor. They're actually using a talent that they have to change their, like, they can do multiple voices, multiple people.
Yeah, there are so many people who have such talent.
Yes, and it won't sound exactly like the person, but it will sound very similar. And it's still, I feel like,
which is also
ethical.
very nice because you remember that person in a more nice, engaging way.
Yeah, or you can literally do what I just did, where I was like doing the pitch and because David Attenborough's like techniques and the way he talks is so iconic that if you just talk like this, even people will go, "Oh, you're trying to do the David Attenborough impression." You can use the trend like that.
Of course, yeah, I do agree with you.
There, I just thought on the spot for a way to use it. Let's go. But yeah, obviously misfires would be to just passing the clone off as like the real thing, or even getting into sensitive topics using this thing to make it trend. And it's obviously, I feel like the misfire ways are kind of straightforward. Now, to actually close it off, we are going to talk about the 12th trend, that is AI driven content.
We low-key spoke about it indirectly.
Yeah, but this one is more related to also the video aspect of it as well. So we are seeing a lot of obviously AI generated content. I don't know if you've seen those those ASMR-esque videos. So it's taking off like crazy now, where they will show like crystal shapes, for example, or like actual crystals or rocks, lava rocks and everything. And you remember the cake cutting trend where everything is a cake?
Oh yeah.
They're doing that with AI on like glass and marble, and like the ASMR sound of it is so satisfying, and visuals are also so satisfying, and that's taking off like crazy. It's not really a trend. Like the only way it can be linked to brands is if they generate something related to the brand itself,
to their product.
Yes, and then they do the ASMR cutting part of it.
But when it comes to, I'm trying to think of Generation Alpha, I think those are my concern right now.
Yep.
So if they see those videos, I feel like with Gen Alpha, they have a problem with distinguishing between reality and like AI content. So replicating such thing can cause a high risk on them, because as you said, they're ASMR videos, so they just want to go trending, because they have the addiction now that if you go on TikTok and you become then you're done with life. You're a millionaire.
Retire
you don't need to
early.
study. You don't need to learn. You don't need to be educated. You just need to be trending.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree with that, because the line between real and AI has been blurring like crazy.
You know what? There's a lot of racist content.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
That's
it's crazy.
really horrible, because again, the younger community is looking at this and normalizing it.
Oh, for sure. And we did speak about Grok going off the rails in the last episode as well. You weren't there for that
I
one.
wasn't there, so why are we mentioning that?
Because I want you to go listen to it along with our audience.
I mean, you never know. Maybe I did. Okay. I definitely did, guys. That's a joke.
She did. She has to check everything before it goes live. Of course she did.
I listen to it not because I have to.
All right. So, but yeah, there is definitely a huge risk of really inappropriate content being generated by AI. And I feel like the smart way to use it, the only smart way to use it, is to increase efficiency. We already spoke about the moral aspects of it, of like never replacing your people. What I mean by the efficiency is that, for example, you have the human element and then add the hybrid element of like AI in it as well. So let's say you're creating a video that is part of the story is shown in AI generation, because you can't go out there and, for example, create the scenery that you require. You have to fly out somewhere to get it. And the stock videos,
it's a great tool for brands if you use it right.
Yeah.
I believe it's like cost friendly, efficient, quick, and it got a like really amazing levels where it's really realistic that you believe that it was shot by a human. So obviously we don't want to eliminate the jobs of productions, but like sometimes you really need it when you're short in time. Yeah,
so let's say it's a very short social media post even. You want to have this one specific scene that you cannot recreate unless you travel to the middle of, I don't know, Brazil on a specific day in winter to be able to capture that specific scene.
I mean, we work with a lot of corporates, so our scenarios are very in-depth and specific.
Yes, and so let's say you need that specific thing, but you cannot do that, and there is no actual like stock video of it available, and you need it, so you'll use AI for that part of it, and then the rest of it is actual videos that you have shot of, like, let's say the premise that you're talking about. That hybrid, I feel, is the best way to use AI in your content while keeping it ethical and having that human element in it that, you know, actually connects instead of it being AI slop at this point. But yeah, that's our 12 trends. What did you guys think of them? Did we miss anything? Let us know.
You have any questions?
Don't forget, we do have the Reddit community up and live now as well.
Yeah, please share your stories with us and
share
give us some questions.
Stories. We'll actually go through them. We'll have a specific segment for user-generated content. Haha, see what I did there? But no, we'll do story times. I will not do it in the David Attenborough voiceover, like narration style. Don't worry, I'll read them.
Don't ask for that.
Unless, you know, I'd be up for it, actually. If you specifically ask for that, I'd be up for it. I'll try my best. So yeah, but that's it. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will catch you in the next one.
Yes, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Don't forget your matcha.
Please forget your matcha. Bye.